1555. The mighty Holy Roman Emperor Charles V, the most powerful man in Europe, has just made an unexpected and bold decision. After years of battling France, facing religious upheaval and waging war against the Ottoman Empire, he is stepping down. But in his abdication, he shocks the world, not by passing his entire empire to his son, but by dividing it between his son, Philip, and his brother Ferdinand. Today, we'll explore why Charles made this monumental choice and how this division influenced Europe's political and religious landscape, setting the stage for the Europe we know today. This tale of power, division, and family loyalty isn't just about lands and titles, it's about two men who sought to govern a continent in their own ways. Charles and Ferdinand were brothers born into the most powerful dynasty in Europe, the Habsburgs. Charles was born in 1500 in the bustling city of Ghent, while Ferdinand arrived a few years later in Alcalá de Henares, Spain. Their paths were set for greatness, but the world they inherited was as unstable as it was vast. Imagine a Europe ablaze with religious fervor and political intrigue. This was the world Charles and Ferdinand inherited, thanks to their grandfather Maximilian I, who had expanded the Habsburg Empire from Austria to Spain through strategic marriages and diplomacy. But how would these two men, so different in temperament and ambition, manage this inheritance? Charles, the elder brother, was a man destined to rule. From a young age, he exhibited a sharp intellect and an unyielding drive to expand his power. By the age of 19, he commanded an empire so vast that it was said the sun never set on it. He inherited Spain and its New World colonies, the Netherlands, and territories in Italy. But his ambitions didn't end there. At 19, he was elected Holy Roman Emperor, becoming the most powerful man in Europe. Charles saw himself as the defender of Catholicism, a role that plunged him into endless wars against France, the Ottomans, and Protestant forces within his empire.
My reign was marked by continuous wars against the French, the Ottomans, and even rebellious German princes. Yet, I remained a dominant figure, a true Renaissance prince.
A patron of the arts, a skilled warrior, and a shrewd politician. His ambition knew no limits, but such power came at a cost. Exhausted by relentless wars, Charles would eventually make a decision that would forever alter the course of European history. While Charles waged war, his younger brother Ferdinand was quietly building his own power base in Austria. Known for his diplomatic skills and administrative acumen, Ferdinand proved a capable ruler. Although he grew up in Spain, he soon became a vital piece in the Habsburg puzzle. Sent to the Austrian lands, he governed in his brother's name, strengthening the Habsburg presence through alliances and marriages. Ferdinand wasn't just a placeholder. He had the administrative and political skills to hold his own.
Unlike my brother, who favored military solutions, I often relied on negotiation and compromise. This approach, though less glorious, was remarkably effective.
Ferdinand's skills were pivotal in defending against the Ottomans and navigating the religious upheavals tearing the Holy Roman Empire apart. He would be the one to negotiate the Peace of Augsburg, a landmark agreement recognizing the coexistence of Catholicism and Protestantism. It soon became evident that a single ruler could not govern all of Europe. In 1521, Charles and Ferdinand decided to split their responsibilities. Charles would concentrate on Spain, the Low Countries, and the New World, while Ferdinand would manage Austria and its neighboring regions. This arrangement was unusual. Charles remained the Holy Roman Emperor, but Ferdinand embraced his role with determination, handling the empire's eastern territories and establishing his reputation as a capable diplomat and astute leader. As the Protestant Reformation spread, Charles, a devout Catholic, launched campaigns against Protestant princes, viewing their challenge as a threat to his empire's unity. But Ferdinand took a different, more pragmatic approach, negotiating freedoms for Protestants in his Austrian lands. This decision culminated in the Peace of Augsburg in 1555, signed on Charles's behalf, an early milestone toward religious tolerance. By 1555, Charles was worn out. Years of warfare, religious conflict, and administrative strain had taken their toll. In a rare move for his time, he abdicated, not by passing everything to his son, but by dividing his empire. Spain, the Netherlands, and the New World went to his son, Philip II, while the Holy Roman Empire and the Austrian lands would go to Ferdinand.
I divided my realm, entrusting my brother Ferdinand with the Holy Roman Empire and its Austrian heartland.
This division, a pivotal moment in European history, effectively split the Habsburg Empire into two distinct branches: the Spanish Habsburgs, led by Philip, and the Austrian Habsburgs, led by Ferdinand. Charles's decision stemmed from a desire for stability within the Habsburg domains and a recognition of Ferdinand's proven abilities. While Charles retired to a monastery, Ferdinand continued to rule, further consolidating his power and expanding the influence of the Austrian Habsburgs. Behind the grand titles and sweeping historical narratives, Charles and Ferdinand were men of intriguing complexities.
Despite my warrior image, I was a devout Catholic who fasted rigorously and sought solace in prayer. I was also a lover of fine arts and a patron of Titian, commissioning some of the Renaissance masters' most celebrated works.
Ferdinand, often overshadowed by his brother's dazzling career, was a man of simple tastes and a dedicated family man.
I fathered 15 children, ensuring the continuation of the Habsburg line. Interestingly, I had a peculiar fascination with exotic animals and maintained a menagerie that included lions, tigers, and even a rhinoceros.
Charles's legacy was marked by ambition, power, and ultimately, retreat. In his final days, he reflected on his efforts, believing he had failed to unify Europe under Catholicism. Ferdinand's legacy, however, was distinct. He prioritized diplomacy over force, shaping Austria into a hub of tolerance and diplomacy. Unlike Charles, Ferdinand ruled until his death, overseeing a more stable empire than his brothers. Their division of Europe set a lasting precedent. Spain became a Catholic stronghold under Philip II, while Austria evolved into a center of diplomacy and religious tolerance under Ferdinand's descendants. This division transformed Europe's political landscape, arguably setting the stage for the modern nations we know today. Charles V and Ferdinand I were more than just brothers. They were two sides of a vision for Europe, one grand and imperial, the other pragmatic and adaptable. Their decision to divide the empire acknowledged Europe's diversity and laid the groundwork for modern nations. And that's it for today's episode of History on the Go. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed today's story, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on more fascinating tales from history. Until next time, keep exploring the past, for history is always on the go.